Good morning. It's been 1 week since we started these videos, and today we have a coffee from Peru. It's from the Amazonas region. Yeah, so the Amazons basically. It's kind of a medium high elevation, 1,400 to 1,800 feet. Washed. It's got chocolate, caramel, and praline taste notes. So today I want to take a look at the roast level of the beans and see where it's at, and also the consistency, and I even want to look at some of the weight of the beans and the size, so we get an idea. And I can tell you a little bit about how I decide how I'm going to brew, which is very fundamental, by the way. There's so much more information out there than I know. I'm half shooting, like shooting in the dark here. So just keep that in mind, Anyway, so just looking at these beans, the roast level is pretty light. One of the lightest that I've brewed so far, and I kind of like that. The roast level is actually pretty consistent. The size of the beans varies quite a bit. There's some pretty tiny beans and some huge beans, and I wonder if there's different varieties that are being included in this. I mean, the region is the Amazons, which is not exactly a small region. It does say co-op farm, soy. I have no idea how to say that. It does say fair trade and organic. Okay, so very huge variety in size, but the roast level is consistent. Let's look at the weight of some of these beans. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my scale here and zero it out. This one's a fairly small bean, 0.11. Okay, that one's also 0.11. Let's see if we can get a larger bean. All right, and see how much of a difference it is. That's a 0.14 or 0.15. Okay. Not incredibly dense. I'd say so kind of moderate in density. Okay. So then how would I go about brewing this? Let's see. I look at the taste notes. Chocolate, caramel, praline. So this is more of like I could go for a higher water ratio, 17:1. Maybe I could have the temperature fairly high for this one, just because there's no real delicate flavors that are going to be lost in the super high heat. Since it's a light roast, it's moderately dense, so I wouldn't do like a super fine grind because of the density, but I would do something medium fine like that. So, and then just for this a V60. By the way, yesterday I ended up brewing the Costa Rica one more time, and I used a clever. Now the Costa Rica was also a pretty light roast, so I was hesitant, like clever, is this going to be a good idea? It didn't seem like it would be a good idea, but I tried it just to kind of test my theory, and my theory was correct. It was not good brewed with the clever. There were no characteristics that came out. It was like just a cup of coffee. Not bad, watery, just lacking character. So anyway, so I would use a V60 for this, which I actually did. I already brewed this. So and yeah, that's kind of how I would go about trying to get the best flavors out of this. These bags are super tight. The easiest way is to bite on this. Aye. Yeah. All right. This thing has seen better days. Now another note. Especially now that it's winter time and it's kind of dried up, the air is dried up a lot. There's more likely to be static cling, kind of after you grind the beans. You're going to get a lot more of the grinds sticking to the grinder. So one thing I've been doing every day since I noticed that started to happen is I'll just run a spoon under some water quickly, just maybe shake it off up a little bit, and then run it through the beans and kind of scoop through and get everything kind of a little bit moist. Run it through the grinder. It comes out clean as you could possibly get. So it's kind of a nice tip. All right, let's get to the coffee. Okay, let's see. Turn on my tasting buds. Let's see if I can actually taste accurately here. Okay, it is on the nuttier side. And by nutty, I don't mean crazy. I'm not gonna lie though, there is something like a tangerine sort of like undertone to it too. But it does. I can taste the praline. It almost tastes kind of like also a bit of the malted milk balls. You know what I mean? Like I forget what they're called. But anyway, there's that element, and actually, you know what? It does say chocolate on here. Chocolate caramel praline. I don't taste caramel, but it's almost like a bit of nut, bit of chocolate, and a bit of orange, like tangerine, like that. Hmm. And by the way, is not bad. Is me just trying to figure out what I taste here. So, no, it's a good cup of coffee. Okay. Okay. Well, let's give my head a chance to clear, and then let's read over what it says about Peru. Peru is the world's leading producer of organic coffee. I had no idea. The whatever cooperative, the name of the cooperative, located in the Amazonas region, is a group of over 280 small farmers. The microclimate in the Amazonas region in northern Peru. Okay, so maybe I was wrong about the Amazons just being a general Amazons, like all the Amazons. Um, the microclimate in the Amazonas region in northern Peru offers perfect opportunities to grow coffee. The farm offers its members the chance to increase quality via improved access to services such as special credits for farmers and technical assistance. Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of interesting. It does say it's moderately strong. Again, I haven't really learned what that means. It's not related to roast level though. That's one thing I was wondering about is the weak, like the light roast and strong dark roast, not the case. This is light roast and they have it on the strong end of the spectrum. It's not a really strong cup of coffee for me. It's just a cup of coffee, you know. It's just kind of moderate. Okay, let's smell too. It's very pleasant. Very pleasant. Like the flavors aren't like there's not a clear flavor that's just screaming out, and maybe that is kind of a mix of varieties in here. That's kind of making it difficult to figure out the different flavors, and why there's kind of a mix like that. The cooler it gets, the less chocolate and malt I get, the less praline and the more tangerine I get. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. I'm getting an aftertaste that I can't place. I can't name it. but it like follows everything else up for just a second. It's like I'm tasting tangerine, and then something else comes, and then boom, it's gone. And I can't figure out what it is. But that's okay. You know, I mean, like if I wasn't making this video, I'd just be like, oh wow, there's a different flavor that just came at the end. That's cool, and it wouldn't bother me at all. The only reason it bothers me is because I'm trying to like, you know, make this video. But I'm gonna stop this video here, and tomorrow is Ethiopia. Is it natural? No, it's a washed. Okay, so a washed Ethiopia, cherry, floral, peach. Ooh, delicate flavors, slightly lower temperature. But anyway, like a slightly higher elevation. We'll take a look at the roast level, and maybe we'll do that tomorrow too. I haven't decided, but anyway, again, thank you, and I'll catch you next time.